The roar of a T-34 tank engine is a sound that shakes you to your bones. But for Private Ivan Petrovich, it was just another Tuesday. He wasn't a hero, not a decorated commander. He was a mechanic, a grease monkey. His job was to keep these steel beasts running, not to drive them into battle. He knew every bolt, every gear, every quirk of the engine like the back of his own calloused hand. The tank crews, they were the stars of the show. Loud, confident, and always ready for a fight. Ivan, he was just the guy who handed them the keys, figuratively speaking. One freezing morning, the air thick with tension, an urgent call crackled over the radio. A critical sector of the front line was collapsing. A counterattack was needed, and needed now. The designated tank, a battle-scarred T-34 Ivan had just finished tuning, sat ready. But the crew, they were gone. A surprise artillery barrage had struck their barracks moments earlier. No driver, no gunner, no commander. Just silence where there should have been action. Panic started to ripple through the command post. Without that tank, the line would break, and the consequences would be catastrophic. Officers shouted, scrambling for a solution, for any trained crew they could find. But there was no one. The seconds stretched into an eternity, each one a hammer blow against their chances. Then, a voice, quiet but firm, cut through the chaos. "I can do it." All eyes turned to Ivan, who was wiping oily hands on a rag. A captain scoffed. "You? You're a mechanic." Ivan just nodded, his gaze steady. "I know this machine better than my own mother. I've watched the crews train for months. I can drive it." It was a desperate, insane gamble, but it was the only one they had. With a grim look of, "What have we got to lose?" the captain gave the order. "Get in the tank, son." Ivan didn't hesitate. He swung himself up and dropped into the driver's seat, a place he'd only ever occupied during maintenance checks. His hands moved with an almost unconscious familiarity, flicking switches, engaging the clutch. The engine, which he had so painstakingly cared for, roared to life under his command. He was alone, a one-man crew in a machine designed for 5. He could drive, but could he fight? He remembered the gunner's sequence, the commander's targeting commands, everything he'd absorbed while working in the background. He slammed the T-34 into gear and lurched forward, straight towards the sound of battle. Driving was one thing, but aiming and firing the main cannon solo was a near-impossible task. Ivan would drive, stop, scramble into the gunner's seat, load a shell, aim through the crude optics, fire, then scramble back to the driver's position to move again. It was a clumsy, exhausting dance of desperation. He became a blur of motion inside the steel hull, a one-man whirlwind of grease, sweat, and sheer willpower. The lone tank, appearing as if from nowhere, shocked the advancing enemy. They saw a T-34 and assumed a full crew, never imagining the frantic solo performance happening inside. Ivan, the mechanic, held the line. He was no longer just the man who fixed the machine. He was its heart, its mind, and its fury. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story of an unsung hero, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible tales from history. See you next time.